Alicia,
Hi,
how are you?
Greg. I'm very good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you again.
Good to see you.
And yeah, just thinking about this movie, I got to say it's very emotional.
Yeah.
Watching my family, and we were all just, in with it. And you think about the fact, here you've got your family that's doing their best, just to get by and just be with each other. And all of a sudden, because of some stupid loophole, it's about to be destroyed. I mean, it's
Yeah.
it's really just kind of like unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah. I had that feeling when I first read the script. I had no clue about this, dilemma or issue myself, and realizing this is, not only an American, issue. This apparently happened in so many countries, and there's so many thousands of adopted children that have ended up in this situation. And for me, it's I couldn't like believe it. I remember I was Justin, I was like, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, they have legally been adopted into a country, and obviously, due to this, I mean, nowadays if you do adopted legally into America, you immediately, when you land on American soil, you become American citizen. But then to have these people who sometimes even regretted bringing these children over and they just kind of didn't finish the paperwork, then having them being brought up and be fully American and then find themselves in a situation which must be so tricky, because they kind of like, it's one thing to be able to try and be if you end up in a traumatic experience, at least you do everything you can to try and work against it or find a solution. But and I realized when I was filming it, this is the worst feeling, because their hands are tied and like no one thinks it makes any sense, but still it's happening and it's kind of out of their control.
I know. I mean, like you said, it's unbelievable. I kept thinking about, I don't remember anything from 3 years old, and
Yeah.
it's like you're going to, this guy go back to where he left at 3.
Yeah.
But, just seeing all the work, and also, when you got the attorney played by fellow Detroiter, Monte Curtis
Yeah,
Hall, it was
it's so
great to
good.
see.
Yeah.
They couldn't even find like different things to help them out.
No, and you can see, he kind of knows how tragic the situation is when he's trying to explain it,
Hmm.
and he's trying to do his job and be professional.
Right.
But, he kind of already knows that there's not much anyone can do.
Right. And one other thing I've got to put in is, obviously, of course, anytime you do a movie and you've got a child involved, you try to get a child that looks, similar to the parent. The little girl in the movie looked just like you.
Yeah, no. Yeah, she's so sweet. And that was, I remember when Justin sent me a tape. He was obviously, casting quite a lot of children. And, it's obvious when, he was like, I found her, I think. And then, I worked with children before, and Justin and I made sure we spent quite a few weeks with her, because when you make a film like this, you want her to feel safe, but also to kind of, in one way, the story is about children,
Mhm.
sadly. And, it's important to make sure that, she was aware of the issue herself, and that we could talk about it, and that her parents could be with us, and, for her to kind of get to know us too.
Absolutely.
Before we started to work.
Alicia, it's always a pleasure. Thank you so much. And
Thank
you
you so
take care.
much. Yeah,
All right.
you too. Bye.
Justin,
Hey,
how are you?
Greg. Very nice to meet you.
A
Hey, very good.
pleasure meeting you too. And I mean, you did everything. I mean, when you think about it, you're the writer, producer, director, star, and to my understanding, in charge of transportation, craft services, and everything
Yes.
else dealing with this movie.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, it was something that was very important to me, and I felt like I wanted to have a hand in most aspects of it, including the producing of it and making sure that we had all the proper elements in order to make an effective story.
I got to say, it was very effective. I mean, my wife and I watched it, both got emotional, at times when, seeing the certain things. And about the writing, now, how did this whole idea come to you?
I have a lot of adoptee friends, and I've started hearing throughout the community that this issue was taking place, that adoptees were, brought over from different countries. As children, were finding out as adults they were American citizens. The proper paperwork was filed. And I thought it was just incredibly unjust. And, you know, and then I found out that nobody really knew it was happening. You know, a lot of times deportation is a Mexican issue, the Mexican border issue. But nobody really thinks about the other ways, you know, immigration, you know, policy is sort of enacted in this country. So I felt like I felt my heart bled for the you know, adoptees that were going through this, and I felt it was a very important issue to bring to the masses.
You're absolutely right. I mean, because I'm thinking about the fact your character, you know, came here at age 3, and in the film, already probably in his 30s, you know, like that. And I started trying to think back. I don't remember anything from 3, you know, as far as things that go on where he's supposed to all of a sudden remember everything in Korea. And it's like, wow, you know, that just hard to believe, but also tremendous cast. I mean, you and Alicia, I mean, it's just perfect blend there, you know, as the husband and wife who are both going through a lot, but, you know, you can still see that love that's right there between them.
Yes, absolutely. You know, I think Alicia is such an incredible actress. And, you know, I thought it was so insightful and you know, poignant that she played the role as a non-American, because every choice she made about playing a, you know, blue collar Southern woman, strong Southern woman, was intentional. You know, it was all a choice. It was from the outside looking in, and I thought that was such an incredible way to see a character become realized. So, you know, she's just an incredible joy to work with, and obviously insanely talented.
Absolutely. And then also, I got to get this shout out for fellow Detroiter and old friend, Bonde Curtis Hall, who was there as your attorney.
Oh, oh, Bondi is fire. I mean, he was a savior of the film. You know, I really needed that lawyer character to be someone like a true rock and a, you know, a figure in the film. But then also just, you know, just be dependable and because it's hard. That role is extremely hard, what Vondi did, because it's a lot of exposition. He's explaining a lot of things, and to bring humanity to a role like that is incredibly difficult. And, you know, as we all know, Vondi he's first of all a veteran and an incredible actor, you know, and also an incredible director in his own right. And you know, it was a true pleasure to be able to work with him. I've been such a fan for so long, and you know, it was an incredible joy, and I really would love to work with him again.
Oh, fantastic. Well, Justin, I have to say again, you know, very moving film and also very important film, especially with a lot of things that are going on, you know, especially today. So thank you very much for sharing that with all of us. And thank you very much for sharing your time with me right now.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate it.